Diff Medical Center as the chaplain and chairman elders committee of the Diff Chapel. His mandate and focus in ministry is converting spiritual realities to material experiences. He has published a book titled Repairers of the Bridge and has more in line for publishing. He is married to Mrs. Joy Ahua and blessed with 4 wonderful children: Shimewese Ahua, daughter Doshima Ahua, and Dosu Ahua. He loves to read, walk, watch documentaries, and listen to music. He is no other person but Reverend Terese Michael Ahua.
Please, can we make welcome? Can we rise up on our feet as we honor him? Thank you, leaders. Leaders, let's honor our own leader. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to appreciate you and welcome you again to this amazing retreat that we are having today. I want to also appreciate the Chief Medical Director and the EDA and the entire management of the Diff concept, and also to appreciate the head QCCD and everyone that has been a part of organizing this retreat. I believe that none of us is going to leave the day the way we came. The first session was quite loaded. I was telling Reverend Asemota that was a complete book that he had to rush through like that. So I believe that eventually it will be delivered as a book. I'll try very much to not keep shouting praise the Lord. I've been tempted twice to do that, you know. So I've been asked to speak on the topic, how to see visions. How to see visions. Now, I want to first and foremost go straight and tell you my book references. I decided on that the last minute. That should be the very last slide. My book references are: 1, the Holy Bible. Number 2, The Spirit of Leadership by Miles Monroe. I think I'll just stand over there, okay? Permit me. Thank you. The Spirit of Leadership by Miles Monroe, the late great Miles Monroe. Then Your Road Map to Success by John Maxwell. Your Road Map to Success by John Maxwell. Number 4, What's Shaking Your Ladder? It's a question, but it's a book, very interesting book, by someone called Samuel R. Chand. Samuel R. Chand. So those are my book references. I wanted to start from there so I don't forget. Now the title again of what I'm taking is How to See Visions. The Bible tells us that the labor of the foolish wearieth every one of them, because he knoweth not how to go to the city. So there is how to get to where you want to get to. Concerning everything that has to do with you, there is how to get to your destination. Everything about life is about building. We understand from the same Bible that a house is built by wisdom. It takes wisdom to build. How to see visions. So let's dive straight in to introduction. A great man called Reverend Theodore Hesburgh. He was a president of a university called Notre Dame University. The University of Notre Dame for 35 years. For a man to be the equivalent of a chancellor or vice chancellor for 35 straight years, there must have been something he knew. He said, the very essence of leadership is that you have to have a vision. You have to have a vision. The word essence caught my attention. The nature of leadership. And every one of us seated here today is a leader. Who is a leader? Is somebody who has been appointed, assigned, or given the responsibility to take the lead. It is somebody who has influence in the area where they work and they serve. So he says the essence of leadership is that you have to have a vision. You can't blow an uncertain trumpet. In other words, it is vision that gives meaning to what you're doing. It is vision that gives meaning to what you are doing. It is vision that gives meaning to what we do. A wise man once said, there are those who never seem to be aware that things are happening. There are those who ask, what happened? Meaning it has happened before they are aware. They are like, what? What just happened? Then number 3, there are those who make things happen. I want to submit to you here, I've already told us, all of us are leaders because of the assignment in our lives. But you make things happen by vision. It is vision that enables us to make things happen. Abraham Lincoln once said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. The best way to predict your future is to create it. So the question is, how do I create my future? Very simple. It begins by having a vision. A vision. A vision of where you're going to, a vision of what you need to do, a vision of how you want things to be. Now let me quickly say this. It's not part of my notes, but let me say it here. Everybody's life is compartmentalized. You have the overall vision. But then every department of your life should also have a vision. Now, this retreat is to help us enhance our productivity in the Diff Medical Center. Are we on the same page? Thank you. This retreat is to help us improve our output in the Diff Medical Center. Your work in the Diff Medical Center is part of the departments in your life. You have a personal life. Those who are married have a family life. Those who are not married have a life whereby they are looking forward to when they will get married. And we have been praying for you. It will happen very soon. For those who say amen. Amen. So, some have the department of their health. Some have that department where they're talking about whether they want to make money or not. So it's very important that we keep that at the back of our minds. So what we're talking about here is primarily to help us enhance our productivity here in this place where we found ourselves by the grace of God. Now, please remember as I continue that everything in life begins with a purpose. Once you don't define the purpose of a thing, Miles Monroe said again that when you don't know the purpose of a thing, what happens? Abuse is inevitable. It's inevitable. If you were to meet me now using a microphone to hit a nail on the wall, you just understand maybe I just arrived from the village or something is wrong with me, because that is not the purpose of the microphone. Am I communicating now? Yes, that's not the purpose of that microphone. If you don't understand that the purpose of petrol is for machines and you feed it to a human being, you will be surprised at the outcome. Everything has a purpose. Your assignment in the Diff Medical Center has a purpose. The reason why you and I are located here now, there is a purpose. So it begins with a purpose. What is your purpose in life? And why are you here? Hello, sir. Why are you seated in this hall today? Is it because they said you should sign a paper behind, and if you don't know what will happen when a Sosa has to manifest his graces at the end of the month? Is that why you're here? There must be a reason why you're here. Have you defined it? Why are you here now? Why are you seated in this hall? You have a beautiful office. Why are you not seated there? Why are you seated here? Have you defined the purpose for which you are seated in this hall? Because if you don't, at the end of the day, it's just like you escorted everybody else here. Now let's dive in immediately. What is vision? What is vision? What you don't define, you can't capture. So it's important you're able to define what vision is. Vision is a picture of a preferable outcome. One, vision is that picture you have of a preferable outcome. It is seeing the way things could be rather than the way they are now. When you were moved into that office, that department, that responsibility, there was a way you met it. But it is possible for you to see the way things could be rather than the way they are presently. It is the picture of the future, outcome or output you desire to give birth to. I chose my words deliberately. It is the picture of the future outcome or output you desire to birth. Notice I keep using the word picture, 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 because the heart of the matter is always a matter of the heart. It is a picture for its potential outcome. The potential outcome, if I was to give you, let's just use the office you occupy presently. What is the potential outcome you could have in that office based on the assignment at hand? It is the picture of a defined destination. I like to travel when I can, and I like to drive. Better for me. But when you're about to begin, assuming I said I was going to Plateau State, and then I now headed to Borno State, you know there's a problem, isn't it? If I don't have a picture of Plateau State, when I get to Borno, I'll call and be celebrating that I've arrived because I have a wrong picture. Please, am I communicating? I'm trying very hard to make it not a preaching session. I'm used to that one. All right? Okay, so it's a picture of a defined destination. Where are you going to? What can you see from where you are now as regards to the outcome you expect? That is a vision. The vision is, please take this. It is the destination seed you sow for where you want to go. Still talking about pictures. It is the destination seed you sow. Where do you sow it? Into your heart. It's the destination seed. The CMD defined visions as the process of thinking up something that you expect to bring out. It is the process of thinking up something, I'm paraphrasing it, that you intend to bring out. So you will see that every family, for example, has a destination in mind. They start off, first of all, courtship and then marriage, they believe God, they have children, then they have a vision. All these children must go to school. Some can tell you, for as long as I live, this child must graduate. They must read up to their master's level. Am I communicating? There's a picture of a destination. It's a seed they have sown into their heart concerning the outcome that they expect eventually. Now take this. For those of us who are serving in the DMC, you will need to remember this always. Vision is the picture of the donation you want to make. Vision is that picture. So now I am here. What is the donation I want to make? You're either a donation to a system or you're a subtraction. Somebody once said you will be remembered for the problems you solve or for the problems you do what? Create. Some are practically problems themselves. But none of such people is seated here. None. So it is the picture of the donation that you want to make. Because if you can see it, you will actively participate in it. If you can see it, you will actively participate in it. Let's go to the next slide. How do you know it is an authentic vision? It's very important. How do you get to know this vision? Okay, I'm walking here now. I came. This is how this department functions. This is how what the responsibility I'm given has been carrying on. And then you have a vision. But how do you know it is an authentic vision? How do you gauge it? Number one is that it has to be a concept which is rooted in a motive for service. For service. Is it for me, myself, and I, or it is about the service that I want to render? It is about the value I want to add. Like we said earlier on, what is that donation that you intend to make to the system that you found yourself in? What is the donation that you intend to make? Please take this. It is the motive to inject life where you have been assigned so as to create surplus value. Please take that to the bank. It is that motive inside of you to inject life. Because I found out that for everything you are given, you can either inject life, you can leave it the way you found it, or you can kill it. Hello? Yeah, there are three things that can happen. You can kill it, or leave it the way you found it, or you inject life. You inject life into it. So it is the motive in your heart. That's how you know it's an authentic vision. That motive that drives you is, come, I just want to inject life into this thing. You were given, for example, a business to run, and the question on your mind is, how do I inject life into this business to make sure that the profitability goes to the next level? The profit making, in this business goes to the next level. And that's all that drives you. The motive, I want to repeat it again, is not about me, myself, and I. It's not about the accolades of men. It's not about anything else. The simple motive is how to add value to what you have found on ground. And many times people might not know it, but you know your heart. And then, thank God, we are people here who look up to the God. God searches the heart of men, so he knows what is pushing you. Are we together here? All right. Next slide. Why vision? Why vision? It says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Why vision? Vision energizes life. Let me give you an example I learned from somebody. I think it was Mike Murdoch. He said a lady comes back from work. She's very tired. She probably says, you know what? We're not cooking in this house today. I'm too tired. And she's lying down on the sofa in the sitting room. Then suddenly, you announce to her, what do they call that? Is it bone? Bone here? That's Bone Street. Okay. That a very authentic Bone Street is selling for just 50,000 naira. Let's assume she has that amount. She came in very tired. Am I communicating? Okay, the other ladies are not finding this funny. Which other example will be better? You may be high. And then she just gets up the chair, you know. That's the person that came in saying that she's very tired. That's on a positive note. The same woman or another woman comes in, she's very tired, she just doesn't want to talk to anybody. And then suddenly she heard her child crying outside. What happened suddenly? Energy. She flies out there. There's something about mothers that marvels me. Why? She heard her child what? Crying. So vision. She can already see what's going on. Is somebody molesting, somebody abusing, somebody beating my child? She runs out. There's something about the picture that you hold on the inside. Vision energizes life. Abraham Lincoln said, and in the end, it is not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. It's not the years in your life that count, but it's the life in your years. Why vision? Vision carves out a direction or route in life or that work. Because you have a vision. Oh, we want to increase this. See, if you're seeing nothing, you will pursue nothing. If you're seeing nothing, you will do what? Pursue nothing. When you see men, young men who are willing to get married, you notice their dressing changes. Young ladies that want to be discovered, you notice their packaging changes. I say it in good faith. Am I communicating now? Yes, because there's something that is ahead. There's something that they are targeting. And so vision will carve out direction or route in life or concerning that work. Vision chooses your focus and your priority. We had something like that when Reverend Asemoto was leading us. Vision, vision, vision. If you want to take a mountain, your priorities will be different from somebody who just wants to be, just lounging. They behave different. Somebody who wants to make sure that before the end of this year they have their PhD, for example, you will notice that they don't have time for watching movies. And there's nothing wrong with watching movies. Am I communicating? Somebody who came here, example, with a vision to improve their lives today. Because like Pastor Kalisu said earlier on, there are people that will have a turnaround just by being in this meeting. Because what makes men is information. Now somebody who just does not want to sit here for hours and go back the same way will not sit down here and be sleeping when others are paying attention. Why? He has a vision that at the end of the day, I would have gone home to tell my family I am enhanced. I have learned something new. Please, am I communicating now? So vision drives decision making. Why did you do what you did? Why are you doing what you are doing? Many times it is because of the vision, the picture. Remember we defined vision earlier on. The picture that person carries on the inside. Vision is a rallying point for everyone on your team. Vision. The vision you're projecting determines how the people on your team are gathering together. Vision is always the rallying point. Remember, we started by saying everyone here is a leader. You don't lead empty space. You lead other people. Am I communicating? There are people that are following. Your assignment is to take the lead. It is that vision in your heart that will be the rallying point for all the people. That's why vision is so important. Vision determines the extent of reach. Vision determines the extent of reach. By its nature, vision encourages or drives change. You want to note that. By its nature, vision doesn't leave people the same way they are. Vision does not leave people the same way they are. You might start from nowhere, start from nothing, start from down there. I always share the testimony of a man. I was a child in Jos then, who was working with those of us who are from Jos, you know, or those of us who are familiar with Jos, you know the hospital they call Jankwano. And he began work there as what we call a janitor. Thank you. Yes, I think, yeah. Because I saw him many times. My mom would take me to the hospital and I'll see him doing it. The man moved from there. When we went with Dr. Osman for the graduation of his daughter, the man was in Bolohat. That man that came as a former chief medical director of that same hospital. From being a janitor, he rose to become chief medical director. He now became chief medical director of Jos University Teaching Hospital. I mean, from being a janitor. But I did not know at that time that what was driving this man was a vision. Because I know certain things that were happening around him. I didn't know that was where he had his eyes on. Vision is a powerful force. When you see a person with a vision, you will know by how they conduct their life. I want to repeat myself. If anybody came in here because they had a vision that they will learn something new today, you will notice it's different from those who just came. If we no go, they might say, are we together? So what's the beauty of vision? Next slide, please. The beauty of vision is that, number one, everyone has a unique perspective and approach to life. You can get to that department and say, it looks like everything has been done already. Everything is never done. Please take that to the bank. There is always room for improvement. There is always room for increase. There is always room for enhancement. So, everyone has a unique perspective. There is something special about you. There is a perspective God has given you that nobody else has. Hello? Nobody else has it. There's a color you bring to the table that, honestly speaking, nobody can replace you. There is a beauty you bring to the room that nobody can take your place. Everyone has a unique perspective and approach to life and to doing things. Like we saw in my introduction, it is vision that makes leaders. The question is it a positive vision or a negative vision? How many of us remember Adolf Hitler? Adolf Hitler had a vision. People are still studying that man till today, till tomorrow. But he committed one of the worst crimes in the history of humanity. The King of Belgium as well. The men that led the genocide in Rwanda as well. So those are very negative visions. So we must be able to distinguish between positive. That's why I said the authenticity of a vision is that it is for service, it is to add value, it is to change things, it is to make them better than you met them right where you are currently. Vision distinguishes leaders from followers. Please note this. Leadership is not about, don't you know I am the head here? Don't you know I am the head of department? Don't you know all those funny arguments that people make? No. What distinguishes leaders from followers often is the vision that drives that leader. Like we heard severally from Reverend Asemota concerning the chief medical director. He knows because he's quite close, you know, his proximity to the CMD is close, so he's able to pick a lot of things. Vision distinguishes leaders from followers. I don't know about you, but I don't want to live my life as a follower till the end of days. Now, does it mean that when I become a leader, I have to, you know, dissociate myself from another leader? No. It is simply to stand out in that assignment in your hand. That is what makes a leader. Somebody defined leadership as influence, and I love that so much. The kind of influence you are making determines, the value that you are adding. One person with vision, somebody said, one person with vision. It was Miles Monroe, I remember now. One person with vision, please look at this, is greater than the passive force of 99 people who are merely interested in doing or becoming something. One person with vision is greater than the passive force of 99 people who are merely interested in doing or becoming something. What is the beauty of vision? You want to take this to the bank as well. It makes life worth living. Seest thou a bored man, a bored woman, no vision. No vision. What is driving you? What are you living for? What are you aiming to achieve? Where are you going to? When do you intend to arrive there? How do you intend to arrive there? Vision makes life worth living. Somebody can receive a very bad news about their health. What will keep them going many times is vision. Hello? Yeah. Vision. One day, let me talk about myself a bit. I went to see a doctor many years ago. There was this funny thing growing on my back. So I thought it was because of a car accident I had when I was in secondary school. I honestly thought it was a keloid. We're in a medical environment, so we know what we're talking about. So after they went in and they did all that doctors do, the doctor told me in my face, guy, this growth is cancerous. I don't know how I walked to my car from his office, number one. Number two, I sat in the car for a very long time, and all I was thinking about was the children. Hello? Please, am I talking to somebody here? All I was thinking about, okay, how are these guys going to... Oh God, thou that knowest. How shall we survive this? I just sat in there for a long time. Then I picked the phone and I called a certain pastor. After he spoke, I had energy to drive home. Well, I'm still here because we conquered it. Hello? If you want to hear how, please come to chapel. Amen. But we dealt with that one. But the point I'm trying to make is that vision makes life worth living. I couldn't sit down there and imagine the worst. I had to fight and say, no, there is a people, there is an assignment, there is a goal that must be fulfilled. I want to ask you a question. Of course, we're talking about your work in DMC. But concerning your personal life, concerning your family, concerning your future, what is that vision that you hold so strong in your heart? That no matter what happens on the outside, that is what you see. That one, Najara, all right? We're talking about DMC. Praise the Lord. Oh, I tried. I tried. So it makes life worth living because it gives you something to look forward to. That's what makes you wake up every morning and you're on your way to work. There are people here, it's not that salary. Thank God for salary. But there's something that drives you on the inside. You come because there's something you want to achieve. There are patients to be taken care of. There's an assignment in your hand. Your office must be tended to. You want to add value to this system. There are people like that here right now, and I'm looking at them. It is because of the value you want to come and add. So vision makes life worth living. How many minutes do I have? I hope I still have time. All right, sir. Thank you. Because vision activates energy. Vision activates passion for relentless pursuit. Vision activates energy and passion for relentless pursuit. That's talking about the beauty of vision. What is the price of vision? The price of vision. The price of vision is is that you must wake up. You must wake up. And we're not just talking about the physical one that you sleep. I'm sure you know what I mean. It's to wake up and say, you know what? Now that I find myself here, how do I intend to carry on? It is to have an authentic desire to make a mark. I want to ask you a question, sir and ma. How do you wish to be remembered? Please, am I talking to somebody out there? How do you wish to be remembered? When your time comes to move to the next level, and you will, how are you going to be remembered concerning what you occupy presently? That assignment in your hand in the DMC, the prize of vision. You must choose ye this day. Okay, you must choose today how you wish to be remembered. It's your choice. It's your choice. How do you wish to be remembered? That desire to make a mark. That goal to leave behind worthy legacies. Can I ask you a question? The steps you take today, are they legacy steps? Are you ever going to be a reference point for good in that department, in that place where you're working today? You might not like this, but I want to ask you again, how do people remember you when your name comes up? The price of vision is to have a goal to leave worthy legacies. Talking about what you should be remembered for. It is to embrace the passion to make a positive mark. It's not everybody that does that. You just think life, you just go through it like that. But as a leader, you can't afford, you can't afford to just be normal, as it were. To make that positive mark. Can I convert it into a question? What is the positive mark you're leaving behind as you go forth? The price of vision to determine how far you are willing to go. To determine how far is the price you pay. How far am I willing to go for the difference that I intend to make? How far am I willing to go to add a value, to add value to this thing? Now, let's go. Let me round up. Last slide, please. Is it? Sorry, next slide. How to see vision. How to see vision. There is a book I read, the book of Habakkuk. The second chapter of that book, and the first to the third paragraph of that book. It says, I will stand upon my watch. The book is Habakkuk. If you can't find it in the library, just go and open a Bible, you'll see there. It says, I'll stand on my watch and set me upon the tower, and I'll watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. No vision, no running. And then the third paragraph, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So how to see vision? Ask. Now, if I was teaching in a church service, I probably would teach you this differently. But this is for work. It's for the workplace, and I need to be able to communicate what you can apply. Is that okay? May you not just fill space. I said, may you not just fill space. May you not be a troublemaker. May you always be a solution provider. It's a great vision. And the great vision is making a difference in people's lives. But you are also here to add value in that place where you found yourself. So you have to ask yourself worthy questions and engage meditation. How to see vision? You want to see vision? Worthy questions. Am I here to escort everybody else? Am I only living to survive? Or I want to add value? How do I wish to be remembered? When I am no more here and I've moved on to the next level, the space, what will be the testimony coming forth from people? Define the purpose of the thing, because you must understand the purpose of the DMC, for example. You must understand that first. Then understand the purpose for your own assignment here. Then ask yourself how far you intend to go, what color you intend to add, what value you intend to bring to the table. Remember, I said your life has compartments: your personal life, your financial life, your health, your work life, and DMC falls into that category. Is a platform for value addition. Is a platform for you and I to make a mark in our way, as God has made possible. It's a platform. How you use that platform determines how you turn out. Please, am I communicating? Yes. Determine where you want to take things from here. This is where I met it. Where do I want to take it to? Like I said, everybody has their own perspective to life. Everybody has their own color. Everybody has what they bring to the table. There are those who live, and everybody is like, praise the Lord. May he be going. We had a meeting not too long ago, and we had to take a very hard decision to tell a very young man that is not very young to find somewhere else. Do you understand what I mean? Why? Because of his addition became irrelevant. May that not be your story. So determine where you want to take things from here. Remember, I said there are those who show up and they don't know what's going on. There are those who are always asking, what just happened? Then there are those who make things happen. There are those who make things happen. I prefer that third category. How do you make things happen? The vision that is in your heart. There is always room for improvement. There is always room for addition. There is always room for increase. So determine where you want to take it from here. A wise man once said, if you can think enough, what you have is enough. If you can think enough, what you have is enough. How to see visions? Make a decision. Make that choice. That you just want to embrace the attitude of service and nothing else. I can't see it from here. But my glasses are very good, trust me. Thank you. God bless you. Make that decision that you would embrace the attitude of service service delivery. And I talk about it in the light of addition of value. How can I improve on what I did, what I'm doing, and what I will do? How can I? How can I? How can I beautify what I have met on ground? Everybody has something to bring, to add. Everyone. I think my sister has something to share with us. Should I bring microphone? Everyone. How can I serve and serve better? Let me round up by saying this. How to see visions. It doesn't matter what faith you profess, but you need to be spiritual. I left that for the last. You need to be spiritual. Why? Spirituality is the cradle for inspiration. Spirituality is the cradle for inspiration. The late Archbishop Benson Idahosa once said, without inspiration, people expire. Without inspiration, people, you're around, but everybody's angry with you. Because you're not adding value. There's no color you're bringing to it. When you come around, they start hissing. Because you can't stay in the middle. It's either you're adding value or you're removing what? Value from the place. Be spiritual. Spirituality is the cradle for inspiration. Without inspiration, people just expire. The inspiration to do things, in such a way that it just brings beauty to the table, always. Please, am I communicating? So, be spiritual. And finally, have worthy references. Someone has been where you are today. In every department of your life, have worthy references. Someone has been where you are today. Someone has gone to where you're planning to go to. Someone has reached something that you desire to reach. So have worthy references. Who are you listening to? Hello? Who are you listening to? Who are you watching? Where can you see it? Who are you? Remember, we're talking about vision, isn't it? How to see vision. There's a way I watch some people do what they do that I just want to, be able to apply that. I see the way they flew and I'm like, my God, this is awesome. Who are you listening to? Who are you watching? Where can you see it? And you do that a lot by reading. We said it earlier on and I want to repeat it. I once heard one of my mentors say, not all leaders are readers, but all readers are leaders. That struck me. Not all leaders are readers. They have influence, but nothing to add. However, all readers are leaders. Abraham Lincoln, again, I like studying that man so much. He said, all I have learned, I learned from books. Have worthy references. Have what push the border. Desire to learn something new always. It's an opportunity to make a difference. May we never be found wanting. In conclusion, vision changes things. When you stop seeing, you stop going. When people stop seeing, they stop going. This is because vision conforms us to the awareness of the purpose that we represent. Vision conforms us to the awareness of the purpose that we represent. Let me round up with this. My time is up. People might have skill. Please, you want to take this to the bank. People might have skill. They might have potential, and everybody does anyway. They might have ability, but they can be limited by lack of vision for the assignment. Say that again. People might have skill. Chief. People might have skill, potentials, and ability, but they can and are often limited by the lack of vision for the assignment at hand. People might have skill, potential, ability, and all that, but they can be limited by the lack of vision for the assignment at hand. I pray with that with these few words of mine, somebody caught something. Thank you very much for listening.
Please, do we have questions? Good afternoon, everyone. Sir, please, I have a question. My question is, what is the difference between vision and direction?
Vision and direction.
Yes, sir.
Vision in the context, what context are you asking now? Your life or the work? Because everything I've tried to say has to do with the work here.
Okay.
Now-
Okay.
Okay. Direction comes first, basically. Let me talk to you now as just on a general note. All right? Now, the direction that you receive should become your vision often. I'll give you an example. Your boss calls you and says, this week you're going to be resuming work at such and such a place. Ordinarily, that should become the vision in your heart because you've been given a direction about where to go to. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. So ordinary direction should be, should become your vision. Give her the microphone, please. Thank you.
Sir, I'm talking of one's personal life now.
Good. Now thank you. Yes. Break it down more. Yeah.
Okay, like the Bible said, for where there is no vision.
The people perish, yes.
So now we have a vision, and maybe have a vision of what you want to do.
Yes.
And there is also this say that you also have to seek for direction.
Okay. Okay, let me just answer it to you this way. Let's use something like for an example. Maybe you want to live in okay. Let's assume you received a direction to locate, I don't know where you live now, but I'll just use the place as an example. To relocate to Guzabe. Amen. The moment you receive that direction, it should become, a vision for you. You begin to see yourself going there, depending on where the direction came from. Is that okay? Now, let's talk about personal life, which I think, like you said, there are so many examples to use, but you just don't want to say the wrong things in the wrong place, But a direction should ordinarily become your vision if it is received from the right place. Okay? Huh? You have a direction on Saturday to visit a sister of yours somewhere. And then I ask you, please, I need a vision, your vision plan for the week. On Monday, I'm at work. Tuesday, I'm at work, all that. On Thursday, I go to make my hair. On Friday, I go to the market. On Saturday, because you were directed to go visit your sister. That is the vision for that day until it is done. Do you understand me? Please, feel free to ask if you need it. No, you don't seem convinced. Can somebody help her? With that question? Bring it to Nick, please. Eh?
For example,
yes.
Let me use myself as an example. I have a shop where I sell baby stains and female undies. I have a vision to open something like that because while growing up, I grew up with my auntie who have similar business. Yeah. So I feel that I have an idea for that. So when I opened the business, then someone was asking me, do I really have a direction for that? Then I felt since I have the idea, and that is what I have been dreaming to do. So that was why. But along the line, the business was having some challenges. So when I now went back to have a quiet time, then I'm very good. I make hair. I'm also very good in beautician, makeup and all that. So my brother was out. He thought that I'm going to go into salon, hairdressing, beauty instead of that. So when I have a quiet time, then I discovered that line of business that I went into, because I thought I have an idea for it, is not really what I should be doing. It's not my calling, but my vision is this other one that I should do. So the difference between vision and direction.
I think I answered that when I said you should be spiritual. The reason is because it matters where you receive where you receive your direction from. Is that okay? Now, if I was to counsel you, I would suggest you go do what you received during your quiet time. You understand? To switch over. Because in this case, we're talking about what God came out to tell you to do. Point blank, isn't it? Now, whenever he leads, trust me, it will bring forth good results. However, let me counsel. The fact that you received a direction from him does not mean there will be no obstacles along the way. Is that okay? Is that okay? Now, you know the outcome of things or the viability of things by the result you're getting from them. So, ordinarily, I will say, come, follow what you received during your quiet time. And probably drop this one because there's no need staying there. Already you can say that you're not producing the result you want. I hope I've answered your question. God bless you, man. More questions? Nick, give Nick the microphone.
Thank you, sir. I actually wanted to give a clarity of what she... Now, I think vision should come before direction. Because if I want to do a PhD program or a master's program, I don't know how to do that. But my vision is to have that certification as... What
is the source of that vision? Because if you say vision should come before direction, you need to explain where the source of that vision is.
Actually, I may be inspired.
Am I communicating?
I may be inspired to do that, or I may say, okay, I want to. An inspiration comes to me to get that done. But I may not know how to go about it. So I can say, okay, vision have to come before direction. I'm looking for direction. So saying that direction come before vision may look...
I think I understand what you're trying to say, but you need to also understand that, that's the balance I'm trying to create here. Because if you're talking just in a church environment, there's a way we'll treat this. Are you understanding me? But we're talking. No, it's not academics. This is relative to the work we're doing. You must understand that you started work in a place where there is already a vision, a mission. Is that okay? It's an organization. You are part of it. And so you are expected to make the best of the department or the assignment you are given. Now, in your personal life, vision cannot give birth to direction. It is the other way around. It is the direction you receive that should birth the vision you have. What did he tell, what's his name? Abraham, while he was yet Abraham. He should arise and do what? Leave his kindred and all that behind and go to where? He will show him, isn't it? Direction before vision. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I hope let me know when I'm done. Okay. Yes.
Direction and vision cannot totally be separated. If you are being directed, and you don't have the vision, you may just be groping in the dark. You may just start up something, and after some time, you just have jettisoned it and move to another thing, because you are not seeing the vision. You understand? So direction is, for me, it's like a propeller.
So
So
you agree that it comes before vision anyway?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Yes, the microphone to you. Yes. Please, everybody should feel free to make a contribution. Yes, to Maduka, please, before we go to the next person.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sir, please, I just want to
it's a question.
know the major difference between mission statement and vision statement, and which one comes first.
Okay. The head of QCC will answer that.
Okay, you see.
I'm trying not to call her this one so that we don't tamper with her flow.
Okay. Vision is where you want to go to. Mission is how, or the transportation to go to where you want to go to. Do you understand that? That's the simplest definition you can give, because I did research on this because I had the same challenge. People will say vision, they will say mission. Some will say only mission and no vision. So for instance, what is my vision? I want to become a footballer, or I want to play in Premier League, right? That's my vision. So my transportation to that place is, how do I get to becoming? Do you understand me? So the process from my preparation going to what's it called now? Football academy. Yes, that is my transportation. Do you understand me? Until I get to what? Vision is like what they call destination. And mission is transportation to where? To your destination. So if you go by this, a lot of people don't give the right mission statement when you look at it. Do you understand me? So people mix it up. The same thing they say about their vision is the same thing they say about their mission. Do you understand them?
So does it mean that mission is the same thing as direction?
Yes. Because the vehicle, the transportation, certainly is what giving you what? Direction. Yes. Sir, sister, your vision and direction, they are related. Inside vision, you need direction. Do you understand me? And of course, sometimes before you get the vision, you also need what? Direction. So they are related. Do you understand me? No need to say one is first or one is second or one is inside all of them. Do you understand me? That is a marriage between the two of them. So it doesn't really matter which one comes first or which one comes last. Sister, you get that? Is it clear now? All right. It's all too clear. Okay.
Yes. Any more questions, please? Thank you so much. Any more questions? Harrison. Okay. Ask the question and answer it.
Hello.
I just want to say something with regards to the vision and mission. At
Thank you.
times, like he said earlier, it can be confusing. But you know, in a corporate organization, they have their vision. So the designation, you can't have a personal vision different from the assignment the organization has given to you. For example, now, I'm working in pediatrics as the head of department. I can't start having vision for audiovisual, or for the nursing, or for the technical team while in DMC. Whatever vision I'm going to have for my department should fall within the role, the responsibility that is assigned to me. Now, for example, we wrote out objectives when we were doing our QMS. Maybe let me just take something new. I now have a vision that I want 23 weeks babies to go home alive. 24 weeks to go home alive. That's a very, very huge vision, because it's something that is not too common, you see, in Nigerian hospitals. But I was like, what do I do so that when I meet a 24-week baby, the baby will likely go home alive with very little complications? So you find that at the point that vision is conceived and the realization, there are a lot of things I have to put in place. What skills do I have? What do I need to get? You know, you see you're going towards that direction, doing one thing or the other, putting things in place, so that when it happens, it is not by accident. Do you understand? So that is vision and mission. I have the vision that 24-week babies will go home. I need to know how to give surfactants properly. I need to know when to do PICC lines. I need to know how to control infections. I need to know, you know, those are missions. Then when it happens, you find out that you've achieved your vision. 24 weekers are going home. So that's basically how it looks like. If I now leave that now and now start telling myself that my vision in DMC is to become CMD, it's not possible, because the CMD is the owner of the hospital. So you find that some people are in an organization and they have a different vision for that role assigned to them. So it's good we don't allow our personal vision to clash with that of the organization, because whatever assignment you have, you should develop a vision for that assignment and develop those directions that will enable you achieve that vision. You know, we're talking about changing the perspective, bringing something different on board. I think that's my own comment on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That is clarified. Are we good?
Thank you very much. We can go on our second break now.